Hello. How you guys doing? You probably been wondering, where have I been? I'm back again. I am back again. We have been going through. How about that? All of us. The weather here in Texas been crazy. You guys come on in here. The weather here in Texas was outrageous. But the Lord blessed us to come through. A lot of people had a lot of damage, but it's life. Life happens, but we move forward. But we are back. There is a new stimulus. Yes, new stimulus. Come on in here. Let me tell you about it. We're going to talk about this stimulus today. I'm going to wait just about another minute. Get some people in here. We're going to answer just a few questions today. It's going to be short and sweet. But I need you to go and hit that follow button at Jackson NU Tax Service on Facebook. Okay, guys, I need you to hit that follow button at Jackson, the ampersand, Tax Service LLC on Facebook, because we got a new stimulus. This is the biggest stimulus yet, and there's a lot of follow-up to it. So I want you to be able to get in on the follow-up lives that I'm going to be doing, because as you see, the stimulus is attached to the tax return. There are going to be some stuff that has to be done with the tax return in order to get this stimulus, and some other credits and benefits that's coming with the stimulus package. So go over to Jackson, the ampersand, Tax Service LLC on Facebook, and hit follow, so you can be alerted with the updates, because people be they be inboxing me about information in which I had already spoken about. So anyway, go over, share it, like it, pass this information on. It's going to be critical, step-by-step information that you need to get done for this next stimulus. The stimulus will be $1,400. $1,400 for each individual. That means that $1,400 on the tax return for the adult, $1,400 for the children. And here is a big one that we've been waiting on, guys. All dependents on the tax return, no matter what age they are, will receive $1,400. Okay, so everybody that's listed on the tax return, whether they're a dependent or they're actually the persons filing the return, the tax preparer, married filing joint, single, head of the household, plus your dependents, $1,400 for each individual. Okay, that is just the one benefit that they're giving. They are also giving another benefit for children under the age of 16. Now, this is just the additional child tax credit benefit that they rolled into the stimulus package, only for children 16 and below. Now, I'm going to say, because they're going to get it mixed up, everybody on the tax return get $1,400, guys. Everybody listed on the tax return will get $1,400. Now, in addition to that, if you have a child on the tax return that's 16 and below, usually they get what they call child tax credit. It used to be, well, it is at this time, $2,000 for each child on the tax return. Now they moved it up to $3,000, okay? And then if the child is below the age of 6, it's going to be $3,600. Now, you will be able to get this credit if you have already filed your tax return. You will have to do a 1040X in order to get the additional child tax credit, okay? To get that. Also, you will have to do a 1040X. Here's another benefit that they have. For it's the unemployment. With the stimulus packet, they actually left the unemployment at the $300 as the federal level. So remember, if you're getting unemployment, they're stacking $300 of federal unemployment on top of your regular unemployment. It will continue to be $300, but they're giving a credit for anybody that previously gotten unemployment to this date and had to file, well, not to this date, in 2020. If you received unemployment in 2020 and you took that 1099-G that you received and actually filed your tax return, you can actually go back and get an exempt credit for $10,200 of that money you received. That means that you don't have to pay taxes on $10,200. So you got that unemployment 1099-G. It says that you got unemployment for $20,000. You had to pay taxes on that $20,000. Now you only have to pay taxes on what is that? $7,800 instead of $20,000. Okay. So you will have to go back and amend your tax return. So if you have not done a tax return yet, hold on. If you can hold out at least a couple of more weeks until they finish this package. The package has went through the Senate. It's going back to the House. The House say yes to it. It goes to the president's desk. So hopefully all of that will happen within a few days. So wait to file your tax return so you won't miss out on these additional credits that they have for you. Okay. All right. Let's see. That was the majority of the, something that's very important is the phase out. They did cut down the qualifying household amount to receive this stimulus. So some people will not receive this stimulus as receive all the other stimulus. Okay. This is the cutoff. All right. For if you are a single household, you can still make up to $75,000 and receive the full $1,400 for each person. And then if you're head of the household or head of the household, you can, and your income is $120,000, you can receive the full $1,400 for each person on the tax return. And then married, filing joint, if your household made less than $150,000 and below, you receive the full amount. Now, anything over that, it start phasing out. You receive a stimulus, but it'll start phasing out. You won't get all of it. You get adjusted. But the adjustments and the total phase out for single is $80,000. Okay. So anybody that made over $80,000, you're probably not going to get this stimulus. And anybody, any single, married, filing joint, head of the household, over $160,000, you're not going to get the stimulus. Okay. Now they're going to be updating. As I said, the stimulus package is attached to your tax credit. Your tax return. So therefore, you're dealing with the IRS. So now, once it passed, everything has to go to the IRS. So you got to get an IRS time to merge all of this information into your tax return. So go to Jackson, the ampersand, Tax Service LLC on Facebook and follow, and then I will be giving you updates as soon as I get them. Okay. Let's see. We got a few questions, and then I'm going to, let's see what we have. When they sent out the stimulus check, they are looking to send out the stimulus check by the end of next week. So they worked on it this weekend. So now, like I said, it has passed the Senate. It has to go back to the House. The House had involvement when the Senate was packaging it together. So it shouldn't be a problem once it gets to the House. From there, it goes straight to the president's desk. The president signs it, and it will be into law. Then the IRS has to start doing what they need to do to start getting the stimulus out to the American people. So we're looking hopefully by the end of next week. You're welcome. My son is 18 in college, already filed. Okay, so did your son file by himself, or did you? Sound like you said your son has already filed. Okay, so your son received the $1,400. Okay, if he filed his own tax return, he will receive the $1,400. If he was a dependent on your tax return and you filed your tax return, you will receive the $1,400 for him. Now, like I said, we're dealing with the IRS, so we don't know if they're going to send it directly to you or do they want you to go back and amend your return. So if you have not filed your 2020 tax return, hold off another week or two so you can receive all of this money at once. Okay. Will they send it to your bank or check, however you file? Correct. When you file your tax return, the software that I use, it actually had a place to put in a direct deposit. Whether you get a check or not, whether you owe the IRS or getting a refund, it still had a slot where you can put in your direct deposit information. That's the quickest way the IRS can send you the money, and that's the way they prefer to send it to you. So yes, if you actually file the tax return and you put your direct deposit information, it will come direct deposit. If it's a check, if you didn't put that information in, you'll probably get it by check or that debit card. But like we say, we got to wait until the IRS update their system. So we're still looking probably about 2 weeks out, maybe 3 weeks out, so the IRS can get their stuff together. So you don't want to file your tax return yet. If you can hold off, just hold off and file your tax return a little later. I have a question. I had updated my yesterday and started 2,000 plus is coming out of return because of EIC amount was wrong. Okay. Your EIC information was entered wrong. Okay, let me tell you this. Seems like they didn't pay you the EIC. Okay. If they did not pay you your earned income credit, this is what you need to do. You need to, number one, you got to prove that those children is supposed to be on that tax return as your dependent. I'm going to tell you right now, go on and start getting this information together. You need a copy of their Social Security card. You need, if they're in daycare or child in school, you need their school records with your address on it. If you're renting, they need to be on the lease so you can show the support that they actually live with you. You need that information. So start getting that documentation together. You're going to get a letter from the IRS and asking you for that information to prove that those children are supposed to be on the tax return. Okay, if you got 1099-G after you file your return, okay, if you got the 1099-G, that is your unemployment, and you filed your tax return, you will have to do an amended tax return to receive the benefit of not paying taxes on that $10,200. What about people who already filed? Okay, if you already filed your tax return, just hold off. Okay, if you already filed your tax return and you didn't get unemployment in 2020, you don't need that exemption, or you don't have children on your return of ages 16 and below for the additional child tax credit, just hold on. Don't do anything. I'm sure the IRS is just going to send you your stimulus in your direct deposit information that you attach to your tax return. All right, guys, let's see what else we have. Let me go back. I filed already amend taxes and found, I don't know what the 1949 is. 1040X, maybe? You'll be amended tax return is a 1040X. I don't know what this 1949 is. I carried my brother. Will he get a check? You carried your brother on the tax return, on your tax return. The check will come in your name. I mean, the check will come to that tax return, that taxpayer. So you was the taxpayer. You're the taxpayer on the tax return. So the stimulus check will come to you. So be nice and give your brother his $1,400. I'm sure he appreciate it. Let's see. Do we have to file our 2020 tax return before receiving the stimulus? They were saying, yes, I think you should file your, yes, because they wanted you. They stopped sending the stimulus of the 600 out because they wanted you to file your tax return, and you was going to get it. It was going to be on your tax return as the recovery rebate credit. So yes, you will have to file your 2020 tax return to receive the stimulus. Let's see. Will college students get it? Yes, college students will get it. If they file their own tax return, they will get the $1,400. If they're on your tax return, you will receive the $1,400, and maybe you'd be nice and give them some little change. Okay, guys, that is it for today. I want you to make sure you share this information. Go and click follow on Jackson, the ampersand, the letter U, Tax Service LLC. Also share it so other people can have this information, because as you see, as I mentioned before, this stimulus is attached to your tax return. Another benefit on the stimulus packet is if you pay for child care in 2020, they used to give you a deduction of 20%. Within the stimulus packet, they actually give you 50% of that, whatever you pay in your child tax credit. So you got to do the tax return. You got to stay updated on what's going on. So please go to Jackson, the ampersand, the letter U, Tax Service, and you will be alerted when I give my next update. And it will be pretty soon. May God bless each and every one of you. Miss Jackson has been busy. Just to give you a tidbit of what Miss Jackson been doing, I am writing a financial literacy course, and I will be teaching it. I'm going to teach it private first, and then I will make it public for the opportunity of you and your family to be able to receive that knowledge and that information. But I want you guys to be encouraged and be blessed, and I will be talking with you soon.